You're trapped in a. If you look at how they make holograms, you'll see that it's pretty simple to put it all together. You're in the matrix. You're taking your energy from one sun and you're feeding it to the other sun. And listen, look up vampire therapy. You'll see that the blood of your children reverses aging. Your children are the forbidden fruit. And you know the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You're the apple of my eye. And you know that it's the family tree. Everything you know is a lie, people. You've been fed the reverse of truth in all things. You have vampire virus. You're supposed to be a sun gazer, superhuman. And if you're not going to do that, at least you could try and grow your own food. If you didn't grow it or kill it, you shouldn't be eating it. I'm telling you flat out. You got to do a garden or something. And look, you speak magic spells over use of telepathy. You tell your kids, say the magic word, and you know, reverse speech is always truthful. If I take any audio and I reverse it, any lie that was spoken would be exposed. Look up David John Oates reverse speech and see my videos on it. Everything you know is a lie, people. You have language virus to reduce your brain down to 10%. You're supposed to be on telepathy, but you're in the matrix and the computer speak language. Everybody fucking knows that. Okay? Your language, all right, is a virus. You're supposed to be a telepathy. You're not supposed to be in this physical form right here. It's all mental. You're really a hologram right now, and you really believe all these things, and we need to snap everybody out of the illusion. You're 100% cube satanic. And so are your children. And your God is Satan 100 fucking percent. Snap out of your illusion. Get to my channel for truth immediately. How you guys doing? Thanks for joining me. People ask me, so what about God? Listen to me. God is a name never to be said. You were told, make no engraven images, no false idols. To pray to God is to tell God that you don't approve of the divine plan. You take away God's power. God would be omnipresent, omnipotent, all-encompassing, right up until you started to pray to him and separate yourself. That means he was no longer encompassing you, that you had stepped out of God, and now you had to pray to God. You're an extension of your Creator. You need to act like it. You need to worship each other. It's that God told Satan to worship man above God himself, and Satan refused, and he was cast down to earth. Now here you are in your carbon 666 flesh pack. Your cells are prison cells. Your kundalini is a trap. You're a star at your heart, and all your energy is being drawn out of you. Now you're forced to take a shit, get horny, get hungry, a pain in your heart, a frog in your throat. You get a headache, and your scalp will tighten up. When you're freaked out, that's the 7 inside you. The 2 below you are the soles of your feet. You're supposed to be barefoot walking on dry, non-conductive soil every day for 45 minutes a day. You have 3 above you. That would be the halo above your head, and your 2 angel wings. You're an interdimensional being. You've been trapped. You've been hexed. And your God hexed you, as I showed you in the other video. And it's where attention goes, energy flows. Look at the chakra chart that they show you. You'll see that they put a hexagram right over your freaking heart on the chakra chart. Look, if you flip this over one wave, you'll see that's the sine wave. You're Jesus fish. You're trapped in sine. You were born into sine. You've been squared. They hit you with a square wave. And look, it's the black hole sun, time. Time makes you a robot because now you're forced to pay your bills on time, you wake up on time, your taxes on time. Time makes you a robot, and your cell phone makes you a cyborg. Everywhere you go, your cell phone is tracking you. Look up Prism Systems NSA, you'll see. Every communication, everything about you is being kept in Prism Systems NSA, and they rub it in your face. It's nonstop. It's your church that's ushering in the one world government. And listen, God is a name never to be said. You pray to Jesus, that's little Zeus, that's Saturn. Saturn is the cube. The cube, the ring in the eye, it's on everything. Your wedding ring makes you satanic. When you graduate, you put the cube over your head, that's satanic. You're using Satan's paper money. It's a worthless paper backed by your own stupidity. It's not backed by gold. You're in a holographic reality. If you look at how God hexed you, they show you in sacred geometry. You know, you take your energy from the one true sun and you feed it to the black hole sun. And you can see here the Star of David and connect every dot to every other dot, and you see it's the hexagram. It's literally, they rub it in your face. It's nonstop in your face. Now, Saturn is the computer that runs the hologram. Satan is the computer that runs the hologram. It's artificial intelligence. It's in Saturn, and you're trapped in the cage. And we're all being hit with a square wave, and we were born into sine. Now, you could say your God, you were born in the Word, was the Word of God, and that was this sound, this harmonics. You're an interdimensional being. As soon as there was boundaries set for you to move around, you were taken away from the one true source, and you were separated so that you could do work. You take your energy from the one true sun and plant an animal above your head, and then you feed it to the black hole sun. You're doing it now. The internet is the new world order that's tracking you, and there's the symbols right there: the cube, the ring, and you see the cubes over here. Now the eye, you see, is the south pole of Saturn that they show you, and the cube is the north pole, the hexagram. And that's the center of the Star of David. You've been hexed. And they show you here, Earth's new ruler. This is your church. Clearly, they're putting these right over here. See, look at this. They're rubbing in your face, people. You're in your carbon 666 flesh pack. Your cells are prison cells. You've been squared, cubed, and the Borg assimilated. You breathe Satan's chemical air. You drink his fluoridated water. You eat his poison foods. You use his money. You speak black magic spells over use of telepathy. Language is a virus that reduced your brain down to 10% capacity. Language is what the computer speaks. And you're supposed to be using telepathy. And, you know, you could see, like, on this thing, I noticed this on the matzah. This is kind of funny because, you know, they put the Saturn in your face everywhere. Like the Jack Links and Umberto's is the hexagram. You'll see here on the matzah. You see, this is, you know, the matzah. This is a square. You've been squared. See, they're rubbing it in your face. This is uncanny. But it's literally, it's rubbed in your face nonstop. There's only one way to unfold a cube, and that's into your Jesus cross. You know, you got your plus sign, the one at the bottom. It's the one you put on your head when you graduate from school. You've been hexed. Okay, you're cube to cube to cube all day. Everything you know is a lie. This is your civil flag that you're supposed to be pledging allegiance to when you go to school, but you've been pledging allegiance to the military-industrial complex. They've suppressed this flag from you, the stripes going up and down. That's a civil flag. It's not the peacetime flag, it's the civil flag. There's a military ship, there's a civilian ship. One would be the women and children unarmed, and the other one would be the military ship, and this one would be fired upon civilians. You understand me? They've suppressed the whole idea of sovereignty from you. Your birth certificate makes you a slave. Your social security card makes you a slave. You need to look up online how to mail those two things in and become a sovereign individual. I recommend you start growing your own food. You can see I have a small space in my backyard. I mean, literally, I grow so much stuff out there right now. You can see my videos on it. I'm only a 6 week in, and you can see that it's just, anybody can do it if I can do it. I'm going to start trying to make more videos for you. I know this is some pretty deep stuff that you got to learn about, like the viruses. Your shoes disconnect you from health. You have God virus. You place the power of creation outside of you when you're the one doing all the creating. To pray to God is to tell God that you don't approve of the divine plan. You have to separate yourself from God, making God no longer omnipresent, omnipotent, all-encompassing, because now you had to pray to God to say that you weren't an extension of God. You're supposed to be worshiping each other. And being that you can't worship each other, you're stuck here in your carbon 666 meat pack. When you die, you're going to go into the light, and you're going to be recycled in the Pac-Man moon, and they rubbed it in your face. You're supposed to head for the darkness and into the void and find your own light emanating from your heart. So you have to go within into yourself and find your own light. You need to avoid the light. That's Satan's world, and you're trapped here in Satan's world. You're an extension of God. So to speak of God makes you completely don't know God, and you separated yourself from the omnipresent, omnipotent, all-encompassing force. You're an extension of your Creator. You need to start acting like it, and you need to start worshiping each other. We're in this shit together, and we need to stick together for our survival, if not love for each other. Get to my channel for truth immediately.